Eke, and today I brought you something very crazy again. A tiny war club. This is coming from the plains. Plains Indians, like the Sioux groups or Cheyenne, and it's made for tourists. It's a souvenir item. Normally, these war clubs would be much longer, but this was made for souvenir trade. The head of this club is made of catlinite, of pipestone. Normally from this red stone, who's found in Minnesota, were pipes made by the Native Americans. And these stones are mined per hand, and they're a national site. And today, when a Native American wants to break up some stones, he had to get a permission to do that, because it's just for Native Americans. And these souvenir items that were made between 1890 and 1920, like this one, but they also did ashtrays and whatever. But we would say today, what a waste of material, because this supply is not endless. So, but these items for souvenir trade were made. The Native Americans that were living on reservations in that late reservation era. They had to do craft work as one choice of income, and you have to think about that Native Americans became citizens of the United States 1924, so much later than this item was made. Before that, they were not really allowed to leave their reservation without permission, and this permission came from from the Bureau of Indian Affairs. This was under the War Ministry, and so this income as by selling souvenirs to tourists was sometimes maybe the only source that people had of getting an income. The whole construction is on a willow stick. This head is drilled, and then it's covered in leather. You see here with the fringes, and you see also with these fringes here, that's leather, and you see a little tiny reminiscent of a silk ribbon, because silk is falling apart over 100 years. It's breaking down. And then you see these beaded rows, and this bead color is called greasy yellow. And the Bodmer blue, that was one of the early blues that was used, the early bead colors that were used. Then here you have a cranberry and a transparent, clear transparent. And then we have here this mixture. And this mixture of beads, there was just bits and pieces that were put together and used the same way as this more solid beaded parts. This is a very common technique in that period, because the people were very poor and they used everything they had to bring in an income. And this style is called salt and pepper. Like when you have a shaker with salt and with pepper, and you spray it over your bread, then you will see a lot of dots, white and black ones. And this is how this, or why it's called salt and pepper. Where do we know that these items were sold on souvenirs to tourists? This is very simple. Postcards. This postcard is maybe from 1900 to 1920, and it shows not plains people, but people from the southwest. And these ladies here, they have a pottery olla on the head. And ollas were normally used for bringing water home. And you see a railway. This railway was going to Santa Fe to bring tourists to Santa Fe. And in the train stations, these ladies, these Native American ladies, tried to sell some craft work to the tourists that were there. And similar postcards exist about the Northwest and also the Mohawk. On the routes to the Niagara Falls, they were selling a lot of beadwork, embossed beadwork, and pin cushions and whatever. A lot of souvenir items. Because they had to make an income for simply feeding their family in very poor times. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed that video. And maybe if you want to have some more, to listen to some more, then I would say, look here. And you can also subscribe my channel and leave a comment here if you're interested in other things of Native Americans and Native American history. I try to answer it, or even European history, or if you like it, maybe, simple. Leave a comment, and yeah, see you to the next video.